Greetings from California.
And greetings from New York.
My goodness, it is such a nice sunny day and high drama this year. First show of 2024. We've got Funky Dineva, Monica betraying everybody, Katt Williams cussing out. Let's go.
Yeah,
So I am
but
honored.
wait, Happy New Year.
Oh,
Happy
oh
New Year,
shit.
y'all.
Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope we have a wonderful and tea-filled 2024.
Yes, and checks.
And checks, and definitely checks. And speaking of checks, everybody was on my side trying to get me a check because Funky Dineva has left Fox Soul, and I was the first name on everybody's lips. I couldn't believe it. I am honored. I am flattered. I feel nominated. I can't believe it.
Yeah, like I definitely can see you on the show, even with Al. But I feel like they need a big personality. And Funky Dineva, he was like a big personality, a big presence on the show. And I think you can fill those shoes. I was like, no, that's not a gig for me. That is a gig for Alex. I was giving him like the example of like the black actresses in Hollywood. Like there's so many roles for black women. And say if Gabrielle Union's like going for this role, like for Taraji, she'll be like, this for Taraji, this ain't for me. And she'll let Taraji know, girl, they got this part. This is for you. This is how much they paying for the role. Make sure you ask for a little bit more over that. Something like that. You know, that's how I feel with you. Now, if they want to add both of us on and knock Al off, that's fine. Or if they want to just give Pop Roast its own show on Fox Soul, I'll take that too.
And take the check right along with it.
Yes.
I will say it shows if you just keep kicking around, one day the smoke will blow your way.
That's a good way of looking at it. Now, what do you think about Funky's reason for leaving Fox Soul?
Well, remember, he posted he made $43,000 a month, so I believe him.
Must be nice.
It must be. Oh my God.
Like, I'm not turning down checks. It must be nice to be able to turn down a check.
To be able to say, I can make more money on my own. So I feel they should have paid him because Funky has just as many subscribers as Fox Soul. He's the investment.
Right. But you know, I guess they don't care. Like, everybody is replaceable.
And on a panel like that, you do have cash shakeup sometimes. So, I mean, we've had him on The View, we've had him on The Talk, we've had him on The Real. Would have had him on Cocktails with Queens if they hadn't canceled it.
You know, I didn't even know they canceled it. I just thought it just went away. Seriously.
It just went away.
You know, sometimes they'll just cancel the whole show, like Sister Circle.
Oh, or like Candy Coated Nights. They had 4 episodes of that show and then didn't hear no more about it. Came and went like a fart.
I forgot Bravo picked that up.
And put it down.
Wait, wasn't Sissy Moyer he who a guest?
On the last episode, yes, he was.
So what are you eating on today's show?
Shrimp tempura.
Okay, from Trader Joe's.
From Trader Joe's with a soy dipping sauce.
That is the exact one that I get.
It's wonderful.
Oh my God, you need to try like the beef. It begins with a beef, bulgogi, or it's like a beef bowl.
Oh, I've had those from Trader Joe's. Those are good. I wish they had a little more beef.
Look, it was $12. I was like, but it is fully worth it. It's 2 meals.
Okay, I ain't tried that one.
It's really good. See, we greedy over here at Pop Roast. forgot even why we here. So let's talk about, I mean, this is the biggest mess of January. Like, we are only like, what, 5 days into the new year, and the mess has already started.
It's not even noon in California. You better get away from that.
Hi, Bronx.
Drop one little piece of shrimp shell, child. He jumping off the bed.
But let's get into this Katt Williams interview by Shannon Sharpe. Everybody was talking about it. I had some time. I was doing the dishes and then making my lunch. Because that is a long ass interview. Like they didn't edit nothing. Nothing. They just like filmed it. Oh, this is too good. They just put it on all 2 hours, I want to say, and 40 minutes.
One, Katt should have charged special money for this. Because that was really two stand-up specials that could have been on Netflix
You
called
know
The
what? It was basically a stand-up special disguised as an interview.
Yep, he is that funny.
He is funny, and I be forgetting about him, but my favorite role of Katt Williams is, a pimp named Slickback, because I love the Boondocks. So I was just like, yeah, and then that role he did on Atlanta. I know you don't watch Atlanta, but it was this episode, I think it was Alligator Man, and he definitely deserved that Emmy. So he's multifaceted. I did think he was on that stuff, but he said he wasn't. He said he wasn't. He said he never done a hard drug in his life. Do we believe him?
That's like me believing his heterosexuality.
Oh, stop it.
I mean, I'm not going to say it isn't possible because I wasn't there, but do I believe it? I'm more of a walks like a duck, talks like a duck, snaps like a duck, quack, quack, heifer.
Well, I'm talking about his drug use, not his sexuality. Like, I'll be
But I
surprised.
feel like, how do I say I feel like they're intertwined? I feel like that's asking the same question. I believe in the drug use. I believe in the drug use.
Okay.
If
Yeah,
everybody's saying you're high, then you probably high. If you out here looking high repeatedly, like once it could be a bad shot. That's a bad shot. Once it could be a bad shot and they run with it. But when it's repeated, because I've seen a couple photos of you looking lost, short and lost, but neither here nor there. You're an adult. Maybe you were just drunk. Maybe you were crossfaded.
that's what I thought. I thought it was like more so alcohol abuse if it wasn't, any type of white powder or substance.
Because he was getting arrested every 5 minutes.
Yes.
He's the one who said 19 felonies, no convictions. That's still a lot of felonies to be accused of. Like, I could see one or two, but every time we turned around for years, you was in it with somebody. However, that interview, it should have been a special. It was amazing. He is hilarious. Do I believe everything he said? I believe a lot of it. And then, the internet will come up with receipts. They were showing how Cedric the Entertainer had stole the joke from him and from Maysek Taylor from Designing Women.
Wow. Yeah, there was a lot of strays. Yeah, the first was
The ugly face wives got the hardest strays.
and someone posted on Twitter. They posted 7 different celebrities with 7 different light-skinned wives. It's something. It really is. First, he came after the kings of comedy. He came for Steve Harvey, saying that he stole from Mark Curry of Hanging with Mr. Cooper. And I never thought of that. Like, the Steve Harvey show was a ripoff of Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Like, they were both teachers. Like, it was minor differences, but I can see. And then Mark Curry, they pulled up an interview from 2019, how he has beef with Steve Harvey. So, I mean, I believe it. I do.
And the joke theft, the evidence is there.
He said he looked like Mr. Potato Head, and he missed out on being a movie star because he couldn't act or something, or he called him a hee-haw country person, something.
They said no one was looking for ugly men that couldn't speak well. And then went on to talk about earthquakes and literacy. And Steve Harvey isn't a movie star. And you know what? They probably just weren't willing to pay for that man unit. Now, I knew before everybody else, before Steve took it off, I knew it was a man unit because my grandfather wore the same shit. And he fooled my ass until he retired and moved to the Carolinas and left his hair in the trash of my bathroom. And I walk in my bathroom, I was like, what the hell is this? And then I realized it's my grandfather's hair. I thought he had shaved his head. Nope. just took the toupee off, put it in the trash. So and I was fooled for years. He had been having that shit on since I was born. And I was like 12 when the wig was snatched, literally.
I never knew. I was today years old when I found out that that was a unit. But, because my dad, he has like a full head of hair. He's 77. He still has, his afro that sometimes he grows out, sometimes he cuts it down. It's easy. That's why I was like, oh, well, this must be Steve Harvey's hair. But, hey. So then, yeah, Cedric the Entertainer got a stray bullet, saying he would have punched him in his gut. He looked like a walrus. Oh my goodness. And I see it.
So accurate. Then when he talked about Wanda, I had to go back for that epic roast. Run one of your gnarled fingers through my hair. No. Only one of us has on $12 worth of jewelry. Those headphones and that wig came together.
Don't roast a roaster.
Oh.
That's why I tell people, like, don't shade someone who shades for a living. Like, I may not be able to read, but I could definitely shade somebody. Don't come for me on that. Like, people try to shade me in the comments a little bit, but like, oh, Chris, I love you, but no, I'm going to return that shade to you. So don't get mad, Anywho, yeah, that Wanda read was epic. He said he actually loves D.L. Hughley, so that's the only comedian who didn't get a stray. I think he still doesn't care for Tiffany Haddish, even though when he first talked about her, I agreed. Like, she's definitely one note.
And we're tired of hearing it.
Yeah. I can't believe we still don't have a girls' trip too. Like, so many years have passed by.
And it's not like any of them have anything to do. It would give Jada some work to shut her up.
Please. Oh, so then he talked about Kevin Hart. I kind of agree with him there. Like when he said Kevin Hart was an industry plant, because when he first came out, I was like, this guy ain't funny. The only time I found him funny was, I want to say Think Like a Man. I think that was it. That was because I actually enjoyed that movie. Other than that, I don't find him funny.
I never saw Think Like a Man because Steve Harvey was involved. And that's just not my brand of comedy. It smells too much like Old English.
Well, I would put Think Like a Man in the category of Why Did I Get Married? The Best Man. Like it's in that type of category.
Yes, and then when he said Tyler Perry can't play a man. Oh.
Yes, him and Ricky Smiley got the business. That was so hilarious. Like, they're not funny without dresses.
They're not good actors without dresses. I mean, they can't play men. They can play the hell out of a woman, but they can't play a man.
And remember, he said he put in his contract that the next time he will only work with Ricky Smiley if he's in a dress. And I think it happened. Like, it was just so much from that interview. So much. Like,
I don't know if that's true, but oh God, that's deliciously petty.
Like, all this over Ricky Smiley saying he should have played Money Mike on Friday After Next. All this from that one interview with Shannon Sharpe.
He should have shut up. Shutting up is free.
Yeah.
This is why other actors don't talk about other actors.
Yeah, he said a lot of bombshells too. Like, he said Harvey Weinstein offered to blow him, like in front of his management. Not sure if, I mean, you just never know what happens behind closed doors in the industry.
Or exactly. I mean, hell, look at Michael Darby.
He came after Ludacris, and Ludacris is beloved. Like, he's been a non-problematic rapper, like one of the few. Like, can you name a scandal with Ludacris?
Nope.
Like, Ludacris be minding his business. He's a family man. He be making all those Fast and the Furious movies. But yeah, he said that they had an Illuminati meeting and one of them had to shave off their hair. And I think he was insinuating that people have been sucking off to get where they are.
This is when I'm like, I can't believe everything you say. I can believe some things. Like you right and honest 70% of the time, but now there was an Illuminati meeting and they wanted me to change my hat. No, slick back, they didn't. That didn't happen. Slick back, that didn't happen. Nobody gave a fart about your hair. You've never been important enough. You would never make enough money to get a return on that investment.
Well, he does have the specials to back it up. I will say, I don't think he's broke.
No, I'm not saying he's broke, but I'm saying what commercial could you not put Katt Williams in as Katt Williams? There's no sense in saying he would have to shave his sideburns. Like it's like you've been in commercials with your sideburns as yourself. You are beloved. So that one didn't jive with me.
I didn't believe I read 3,000 books a year from ages, I think he said 3 to 12 or 8 to 12.
Yes, he did, because he talking about the cat is red. He was doing that book it scam and reading them children's books. So yeah, you could go through a bunch of little golden books in an hour. So that I'll buy.
But wait, he said nonfiction books though.
An encyclopedia pamphlet, and he called it a book. He saw a whole bunch of pamphlets and said, I've read 1,000 pamphlets. You ain't gonna tell me nothing. I'm one of the smartest 8th graders in this kindergarten.
I like your Katt Williams impression.
I don't think I could do such a good one.
Let me see. San Pellegrino, Italian. I can't do it like you. Italian sparkling
Just say
drink.
San Pellegrino Italian ice.
Look. What else stuck out in the interview? Because it was so much. I'm trying to think, did we cover like the highlights?
I think we got everything and on everybody.
Yeah, like everybody was responding too.
Luda wrote a rap.
Cedric responded. Kevin Hart responded. I mean, is Katt Williams really menacing at 5'5"?
He can talk about you so bad.
Yeah, I don't want to be roasted by him.
Lord. I mean, he can do a whole special about you, and that's terrifying.
Yes.
Like, remember when I used to sit down, crack my knuckles, and say, okay, I'm going to turn you into a creative exercise?
Yeah.
That is terrifying, because he has the time, the energy, and will do nothing but get paid off of embarrassing the hell out of you.
I have a question to you in the audience. Which would you rather? Get smacked in the face by Will Smith on live television, or an hour special roast from Katt Williams?
The slap. I can sue for the slap. He can talk about me like a dog on stage within his First Amendment rights, allegedly. So ain't no way. I mean, look at how I stay on Carlos King's neck. Nobody wants that. And I just don't have enough popularity for it to matter. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Lord, let me get this job on Fox Soul so I can really talk about his ass.
Ooh, like he deserves it too. Oh my goodness.
He's a thief and a fraud.
Actually, while we're on the topic, has anyone stole your joke? Because remember when I sent you that video of somebody on Facebook that stole my exact joke on Pop Rose?
Yes.
I wish I could pull it up. Oh my God, it was so long ago. I was like, we were only like 3 years in doing Pop Rose.
Yeah, people have stolen my material before. I mean, look at what Carlos is trying to do now.
Allegedly. Sorry, I didn't mean to open that wound up.
All you had to do, shout out to Alex Rodgers. And we've trolled before, so I don't know where the beef came from, but regardless. Yeah, people have stolen, but I feel like if you are stealing from me, then I don't have to worry about you because you can't come up with your own material. You have to wait for me to do an act, and then you can steal 1 or 2 of those jokes, but you got to go around and cobble different people's material together, so I don't worry about shoplifters.
And that's the beauty of the internet now. It's just like, if you do a joke, like it can reach a lot of people, like enough for people to point out, oh, that's Alexander Rodgers' like thing. That's his shtick, allegedly. Especially, like, he could say allegedly, but he did it in a certain way. Allegedly. Really?
I
Really?
mean, and kept doing it just like me, just like I do in the song. But fortunately, everything's timestamped now. Everything's date stamped now. So there's no more, I think you did or you did that first. But I'll also say another thing with stolen jokes. And I would not believe this if I hadn't lived this repeatedly.
Mhm.
I've been to open mics where I have, and this is me living in New York, going to open mics, ain't nobody famous. I have seen people do half my act and I wrote these same jokes. So sometimes people will, especially when it's something with pop culture, people will have the same thought, the same joke, the same word, and you'll be like, wow, people will have parallel thinking where they will come up with the same stuff where it's so alike it's scary. So sometimes it's not a stolen joke, but with these instances, it seems like it is.
Yeah. While we're on the topic of Kevin Hart, I guess he's still battling Tasha K.
I Yes, he says that she's using shell companies to avoid her financial responsibilities. Yes, she's financially white. And you know what? More power to her. The Pinto's been doing it forever. It's time for us to get our share. I hope she ain't paying a dime in taxes either. I pray she ain't. I pray she ain't.
I pray that she get over on pink toes, not other Black people.
Fair. But she said, look, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
In the new filing, Kevin included the company Yellen Entertainment LLC as a defendant. The entertainer said Tasha's husband is the principal of Yellen and that Yellen is responsible for content Tasha publishes.
What Kevin doesn't understand, and I'm really shocked he doesn't understand, there is no point in suing her. One, you don't need the money. Two, she ain't gonna give you the money. Three, you're giving her press and promotion.
Mm-hmm.
You are keeping her name on page 6 in major publications. You are taking her from YouTube to the real tube. You are getting eyes on her. Deborah Mercury probably looking like, okay, maybe we could polish her up. You gonna help this heifer get a TV deal.
Also, to add on the craziness that has happened in the first few days of the new year, did you see that convicted felon?
One, the sad thing is, like, I'm sorry for his mental health issues. We're not making fun of anybody going through that. Somebody should have trained him for the Olympics. He should be doing hurdles.
He
I
jumped.
mean, that's strength or pole vaulting. Like that is such athletic talent wasted, and it's sad. It's really sad. You should be jumping pole vaults, not judges. But that judge, but I'll tell you, how do you feel about the judge saying, I think you need a taste of something different?
Now, see, here's the thing. I think people are kind of looking at the optics of it, but this guy had a rap sheet of like domestic violence, assault and battery and stuff like that. So he's had multiple chances to clean up his act. So I think that's why the judge said that in that manner. So I think she was in full right of her saying that. She didn't deserve to get bum rushed. Like, I get it. Like, cause she looked like an old Karen we've seen in the park or something, or, an annoying neighbor. Him being on the streets is a safety concern.
I mean, he really proved her point so well. Then, I mean, the whole case is just going to be the prosecutor going, I ain't even got to say shit. I ain't even saying Exhibit A.
Can you tell, like, that's when you have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Like, he will not see freedom, maybe for the rest of his life.
No, I think that he needs the mental treatment. He was talking about his mental health. I watched the whole video. He was talking about mental health issues before she gave a sentence. I truly think this man has mental health issues that can explain the strength too, because you know that strength.
I don't know. Like, just because you have mental health issues don't mean you get to like beat up on people multiple
I
times.
don't think I agree. But I don't think that prison is the place for somebody with those issues. Like, you're attacking the judge. You're not here. You're not mentally with us. We need you to be mentally with us. Like, that's somebody that's not competent to stand trial. I think that's the technical definition of not competent to stand trial. Like, sometimes people are just angry where they're going to bum rush the. I saw much more mental issue. I heard much more mental issue where I'm like, you shouldn't be in this court. You should be somewhere where they can actually treat what kind of issues you have. Because I don't think you'll ever be able to, or at least not without medication, be able to understand what's going on.
I think the bigger issue is prisons and is it rehabilitation? Like the rehabilitation issues. Like some people don't think prisons work at all. Like they should just abolish prisons. But I think that's like a bigger political issue, whether prisons are used as rehabilitation.
That's yes. It seems like for him to rehabilitate, he would have to be mentally competent to rehabilitate.
Yeah.
If you're not mentally competent, you can't rehabilitate. And if that's what a prison's supposed to do, you can't go there because you aren't able to rehabilitate. Why are you hurting people? And why do you like your actions in court? Why do you continue to hurt people? Why is it like anytime something doesn't go your way, violence is your that and extreme violence? That to me says a mental issue, but that's just me. I do not have a license to diagnose. He could
Yeah.
just be evil.
Yeah, I just say lock him up and throw away the key. That's just me.
Ah,
It's fine. That's why we disagree here on Pop Roast respectfully.
right. Because the truth is, neither one of us got a jail to put him in or keep him out of.
So to continue with what's going on in 2024 in the first 5 days, Bravo was like, oh wait, we're still here. Bravo, they delivered. I thought I would never say this, but Salt Lake City, I think, gave us one of the best finales in Housewife history.
Bravo finally made me say, bravo, bravo.
But Salt Lake City, did you ever think? Like this episode is on par with Pillow Talk, with the dinner party from hell, the Amsterdam dinner, the table flip with Teresa in Jersey. Like it's up there. I will never forget this finale. Like my review, y'all, is like almost 30 minutes. I do like usually I try to stay in 14, 15-minute range, but there was too much to talk about.
I just hope that I can get more receipts, timelines, screenshots, everything I need to show that Monica is a troll. I'm also an iconic speech. An iconic speech. Salt Lake City, I'm not surprised because Salt Lake City gives in its odd, weird, waspy way. It gives.
Can we please just take a moment to like just highlight Heather? I didn't know she had it in her. We were getting Big Little Lies type drama. Like when she was on the beach, they were all like united. It was so much drama. And then at the dinner, like this is when a housewife delivers. Like I didn't think she had it in her. Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, fucking everything to prove that you're a book. I was like, she did it. She did that. Like, give her the Emmy. She needs an Emmy by herself and as well as this episode.
I have to say, I am impressed. Heather has always been a sleeper star. She has been the glue that kind of holds the cast together. She has a good nucleus, and this time she came out as Mama Bear for all of her girls.
Yeah, I thought it was smart of her actually to let them all know ahead of time. Like, I thought that was brilliant. Like the Shonda Rhimes rewind, they all knew and they just was waiting to get her at the dinner. She was planning on denying it and she couldn't go anywhere. Like she finally admitted it. Like, oh, it's not entirely true. What? Now, here's the thing. I get it. Monica made the season. If she wasn't there, we wouldn't have had this. But there's a lot of movies where the villain really carried the movie on her back, his or her back. But I can't stand that type of behavior. STAN. I can't stand that because she's a liability. She talked about these ladies like behind their back on this troll account. It started out with putting Jim behind bars, but they took it further because, fame is a hell of a drug. Like she infiltrated housewives. And I just think that's dangerous because thankfully she was just thirsty for fame. Like, what if she wanted to hurt these women? Like, they let her in their homes, around their children. That's like somebody from Lipstick Alley pretending to be your friend.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
Right. Like that is on the same level. So I don't blame the other women for not wanting to be around her. She should not be invited back. No, I stand behind that.
I agree. I think that this was a trick you can only pull once. I think it made the season. It was interesting. Now, did Bravo know? Bravo says they don't, but just because they say it, don't make it true.
Yeah, but did you see like the new leaks that's been coming out? Because she blamed Heather's hairstylist, Tanisha, who I would be kind of surprised if she's still doing Heather's hair. But Tanisha was like, oh, she trying to put it all on me? Like she been dropping receipts after receipts. That video with her and her mom arguing. Like
this is a job. You are an actress. And I will say she was acting her ass off, baby. You went into the wrong field. You should have been an actual actress. You can emote.
Right. And she was saying, oh, you think I should message Mary from a burner account? Like you listen to that?
Yes, I listened to that one.
It's so dastardly.
She's too behind the scenes. Well, actually, really, she's not. This is the same shit Lisa Vanderpump does. This is the same shit Meredith did. She just got caught. The same shit Diana Jenkins did. She just got caught.
Yes, yes and no, because they're not fans of the show. Like they're not conspiring to get on the show. They're just trying to take somebody down. Like Monica, she's trying to get on the show. She's trying to be a star. She said that. Like, who are you, Roxy?
She wants to be a star. The spotlight needs to be on her. Well, you win. I don't know how we can move forward with you when we can't believe anything that you say because we've seen both of your faces.
Right, she lied. I think the nail in the coffin for me was her going to Meredith's store. She lied to her face and said, I didn't go. What? We have you on camera in that ratty blonde wig. And it was around the same time where something was stolen. So I wouldn't put it past her that she actually took Lisa's ring.
I mean, Lisa deserves to have a ring taken, and she ain't gonna make no more money. I mean, she could try to be a vlogger and she has a fan base now, but I feel like this is a one-trick pony move.
She has a career ahead of her. I mean, she could be on The House of Villains. She could be on Ultimate Girls Trip. She could be on Traitors. Like, she's perfect for Traitors.
She could do all three of those, but those are more for people that aren't just one season wonders.
I don't know. Like, I can't see her with an ensemble cast again. Like, she has to be on something where like the fourth wall is constantly broken, is maybe like a competition or something, a one-time thing. But as far as her being back on Salt Lake City, I can't see it. I could see maybe a 2-episode order for her where like maybe she's feeling regret and remorse and they're just having a round table like how they told Quad, like, you need to go. Like you can't be around us no more. Also, I think she's a sociopath. Like when she was at the table getting confronted, she didn't care. She didn't care at all.
And tore into Lisa, you old leather-faced Donald Trump loving bitch. And Lisa deserved to hear that.
I mean, Lisa didn't back down though.
You can't back down with the truth on your side. Like all the trolling you've done, yeah, you're gonna have to take this embarrassment heifer, but you weren't embarrassed. Like you didn't even grapevine. You didn't even grapevine. You remember what Portia did? You didn't pull that.
Yeah, and I'm like, you calling her a dummy, but you're the one like on a burner account trying to be these ladies' friends. I don't know. Like, I think that's a dummy move.
It was a dummy move. I feel like doing this at 40 when you have 4 children is a dummy move. I feel like keeping that rat of a mother in your life is a dummy move. I think fucking your husband's brother is a dummy move. So this is a woman that has continued to make poor decisions all of her life. She makes poor choices. So the fact that she'd make one on television, production was like, ooh, yeah, because they saw her life. And I think production knew. I think production, they run a little background check on you. I think they knew that she ran or had some type of attachment to that account.
But
I
see,
think they knew at the beginning of the season when Heather was like, yeah, I've seen that bitch in my shop and I had to sue her or she ain't paid. I think Heather knew. I think not all of them knew, but I definitely think Heather knew, and they chewed her up and spit her out. They allowed her to think she was the belle of the ball and the highlight of the show. And then at the end, they said, gotcha, bitch. We're kicking you off. We use you. You didn't use us. They used her for a plot line.
I don't think they knew in the beginning. I really don't.
I think Heather Gay suspected something. I think maybe even Meredith suspected something. I think there was this heifer's connected to Jen Shaw. Let's do a check. How did Heather just happen to find out all that information in Aruba? Really?
Yeah, but I think when you had that big of a suspicion, you need all the, the receipts, the proof, the timeline, screenshots. Like you had to really build a case to a point where you can't refute this. Kind of like Monique's binder, like how she got into Giselle, like, oh, is your number this?
410?
Right, exactly. Like that's how you have to catch liars to the point where you have so much truth on your side, they can't help but tell the truth themselves. Like Monica is living lies. This woman has 4 aliases. And for the people that are like standing this, would you be friends with Monica? Like, I think she's worse than Phaedra.
I stand the season. I stand the season, but I don't stand her behavior. This was definitely good to see another criminal on this show. I mean, nothing she's done is illegal, but these are crimes of integrity.
Exactly. I agree with that.
I don't think she should come back next season because then it would seem too phony. It would seem too freaking phony. So now they got to find somebody else. But I don't know, because think about it. Production looks into these heifers. They don't just let anybody on these shows. I mean, look at how long it took for them to let Marlo on. They know about these people. I'm sure they knew Rob the Throb was broke as a joke. And I'm sure they knew and put a bug in Ashley's ear for her to find it. How else would she know she was broke as a joke? And to Google her finances. She lives in, well, Baltimore, not Fulton County, where they don't tell all your business.
What I will say is, I do applaud the entire cast for keeping that a secret. Because you know how these Bravo blogs, they let you know everything that happened, especially with Potomac and Atlanta. Like, that's why I think everyone was floored because they didn't expect all this, especially Heather admitting finally that the black eye came from Jen Shaw. And Jen Shaw's now, like, you get Jen Shaw to make a statement from prison, and she's like threatening to sue Heather if it's mentioned on the 3-part reunion.
If she don't shut the fuck up, nobody gives a fuck about you, Jen Shaw. You are a liar and a fraud. That's been proven in court. It's been proven in court. So whatever Heather has to say, we will believe. I don't believe you, Jen Shaw. I don't believe you now. You're a model prisoner because you're trying to get that good time, heifer, so you can get back to scamming oldsters.
Thank you for reading her.
They have really profited off of the problematic on Salt Lake City.
Yeah, a lot of people have slipped through the cracks on that show. So I'm just like, well, maybe they didn't know about Monica because, I mean, look at Jenny Wynn, Jen Shaw, and now Monica.
Maybe that's just who's in Salt Lake City. It's just a lot of white collar crime.
I wish I could go with my friend to what's the festival? Sundance, because it's in Salt Lake City.
Oh my God, and Lisa Barlow's gonna be there. She runs Sundance. Oh, you have to go.
She does actually. One of the events, she did it. So I was like, okay. I mean, I think Lisa Barlow is legit off camera. Like she's about her business. I mean, you saw at BravoCon.
It was wise to have that Wendy's Vita Tequila tie-in. That was very smart. I mean, as much as she's promoted Wendy's, they may as well promote her too. I can't say any of these heifers are legitimate after we saw Jen Shaw. So I don't know. And also, I will never trust anyone who doesn't eat vegetables and keeps vegetables from their children. She's still a bad mother for doing that. Her children walking around looking like scurvy and rickets had a baby. Your children walk around like they've never seen the sun. Teeth just falling out of their head. No vegetables. Rickets.
Let's move on. In other Bravo news, Tom Girardi will be standing trial because he was found competent.
I said, coot time.
Everybody plays the cool.
Tom Girardi will now officially have to go before a jury after being found competent to stand trial. So does that mean that he was faking the whole I don't know where I am shtick?
Yes. He was charading as a coot.
I also think everything was calculated. I think he told Erica the jig is up. I'm divorcing you so I can save your ass. Like, that's why I felt like how all of a sudden Tom is a monster, but you still like looking out for him. Like, I'm sure they've been talking to each other on burner phones. I feel like she still loves that man.
Love.
You
Erica Girardi isn't capable of loving her own child. Love. That is a heartless feces of a woman. Love. You can't say her and love in the same. Love, really?
She loves money.
Yes, that she love. Oh, God, that marriage was not about love. We ain't gonna disrespect love like that.
It was a lovely transaction between the two of them.
Yes. Well, actually, no. He's in the home and now you're living in some Beverly Hills rental off of a new sugar daddy. You gave that coot the best years of your thighs, and he didn't even have the dignity to die. He left you mired in debt. That's not a lovely transaction. You got hoodwinked and bamboozled by a coinless coot. You got conned
by a coinless coot. Okay.
I couldn't imagine to marry something that looks like that and let it live. And then he leaves you mired in debt where you'll never be able to retire and you'll always have to find some man to lay up under. You'd already done that. And he gonna say, well, go on and get another one because I ain't got shit for you.
Moving on. Any other shenanigans from the week? Oh, Jonathan Majors, who we forgot to put as our loser of 2023. I was like, how could we forget? How can we forget that? But he's going to be on ABC being interviewed after the verdict, after being, ousted from Marvel. I'm pretty sure some other acting jobs. I know he was in this movie that was at a festival. He was a boxer. It's not coming out anymore, probably. But I just thought it was weird that his first interview is under the Disney umbrella because Disney owns Marvel and ABC.
Because Kang is coming out. They already filmed him in the new Ant-Man. So I guess they're going to have him in the last one, unless they're just going to put Dominic Coldens or Dominic, what's his name?
I think Domino Coleman, I think it was Dominic Coleman.
Dominic Coleman, yes. Unless they just CG his head in. God, and then also Katt Williams cussed out Jonathan Majors and was like, when did y'all start liking black features that much? I said, oh my God. Oh my
He said
God.
it. He said it.
He said, when did y'all like a big nose and a little head? I was like,
I'm surprised he didn't get canceled for that.
me too. It's Katt Williams. If you say it funny enough and it's true enough, it gets a pass. And we can say that Jonathan Majors has not been what Hollywood has always cast or has said is the standard of beauty. And it was very interesting to see them switch and say, oh, now this is your leading man. This is who. That is a truth. That is a truth.
So I just want to correct ourselves because we butchered this man's name. His name is Coleman Domingo.
Oh,
Coleman Domingo. I apologize. You know, he is family. So I just want to make sure we corrected ourselves because I know they're probably going in the comments like, oh, they don't know. They don't know. We corrected ourselves just now. I just want to make sure because I enjoyed him a lot on Euphoria.
I like him whenever he pops up. He's a veteran actor. Like, he's in everything. He'll just pop up. And I do have a habit of putting last names first. So that's probably why I started with the Dominic or Domingo rather than Coleman. Anyhow.
Domingo, yes. Did you
Well,
see The Color Purple?
no,
I didn't see it either.
I went to dinner on Christmas, so that's what it was I was doing. And then I was doing videos. I was working. I was catching up on old shows, trying to catch up on Girls Trip. Girls Trip is giving me a little bit of a
I
yawn.
know, like no one's really talking about it.
It's just, I think that shows those heifers are over. We don't like racist Ramona. I think that's definitely kind of kept everybody at bay, even though they gave her a Sherry Vine edit. Um, they don't have anything interesting to talk about. Like, unless they're going to bring some men with them so they can like hump and switch and try to steal each other's man, they're not interesting. Like when the boring white went through the party and she's like, we don't have to have men to have fun. I'm like, girl, you got a husband. They need men to have fun. Those coochies is dry and itchy and they want a man up and through. You going home to guaranteed dick. They don't know nothing about that. They've been divorced, like you said, for years. They've been divorced for damn near a decade.
You're all divorced.
That was the one good moment of the show, and that was what, 5 episodes in?
But wait, we got off the Jonathan Majors topic. I'm just wondering, what do you expect to hear in this interview coming up?
Mistake after mistake after mistake. Don't you people learn anything from Sisters? I mean, girl, that interview was the worst thing he could have done. Well, lying in court, but then the interview ain't helped gay Tupac. So I feel like he also is going to be just as ignorant and say something off the cuff, something that's publicist is just going to say, it's going to look at him and just go and quit. Oh, wait, that's right. His publicist already did quit. So I think this is stupid. Megan Good gonna be by his side, tarnishing what's left of her career.
Can you just imagine, like, that's the legacy you leaving? Like, Jussie Smollett is known for that, over Empire.
And nobody talks about Empire anymore. We talk about Cookie. We don't talk about Empire.
Yeah, like Taraji, like, I just hope her next project, they pay her right. Because I think low-key, they did her dirty for The Color Purple because some things are still coming out. She just said in this article I read that she had to fight for when they were filming The Color Purple in Atlanta, they basically gave the cast rentals to drive to set. She was like, wait a minute, can I get a driver? Can I get security? They told her, if we give you a driver, we're gonna have to give everybody a driver. She was like, then get everybody a driver. This just came out. I just read that.
Who drives to set? People don't drive to, y'all may not know this, but the talent, for the most part, they don't drive to set. They don't drive home from set. That's like a part of our security as the talent. That also, it's easier for everybody. That way you ain't waiting for people to show up. You know, you like Wendy Williams, like the View people. Unless like you walk to the studio, like Andy will walk to the studio. We've seen him walk to the studio. They will send you a car because they want you to get there okay. Hell, people in finance, they get driven home.
When I worked for Amanda Seals, I know you hate to hear that name,
Ah,
but
I don't hate to hear it. It gives me energy for creative exercise.
but whenever we had like her hosting gigs or to Good Morning America, they would send a car for her 5 a.m. in the morning. Like I remember that. Like that's not how this works. Like you get a driver. So I couldn't believe that she had to endure that on the Color Purple set.
And they all had to. I'm sorry, but the talent should not be up driving at 5 in the morning before they go to set. They need to be one, you know, you're tired as hell. Two, can you guarantee that they're going to be, you know, awake and cognizant with their coffee? No, they're going to be running out of the house. That's how accidents happen. Two, you want them to be able to sit in the back of the car, have a nice cup of coffee, go over their lines, arrive to set, rested and prepared. Oh my God. This is the Color Purple. This is supposed to have money. Like this is, and also you know it's gonna make money. It's not like you're taking a chance. It's off of a remake of a successful movie and a successful Broadway show that tours. So you know people are gonna come see it. You know, you give Black people 5 movies a year, we gonna go see it. So I don't understand what the, oh Lord, we gotta pay for an Uber concern was.
Look, I just can't believe it. I think Taraji need her own show or just do a tell-all interview like Katt Williams. Just go after everybody.
I think that she'd make more in television than in movies. So I'd love to see a Taraji show. She could do a podcast with other actresses and talk about all forms of the business from, you know, talent and table reads to taxes and fees.
The Black actresses in that circle, you know they all cool. Like Taraji, Gabrielle Union, Regina Hall, Nia Long.
And she could do 1 hour episodes a month and make some good money off that. Just one a month so you could have a different Black actress. And you wouldn't even have to work that hard, girl. You wouldn't even have to work that hard. Take this idea and run with it, honey. We know you watching. And if she ain't, make sure she watching. Somebody know Taraji that's watching. Like Mona Scott Young's cousin watches us.
Really?
Yep, met her at Burger King.
Okay. Like the 6 degrees of separation is crazy because my best friend, his aunt is a celebrity photographer. Her best friends are Mona Scott Young and Missy.
Oh my God.
Right. So it's crazy the connections. And you know, Black gays, we connected to everybody.
I mean, I am through you. I don't know anybody. Except Claudia Jordan, who'll hopefully put me on the show.
Hey, Claudia. Girl, like, look, Claudia, she blocked me on Twitter for whatever reason, but this was a long time ago. Like, I had to look up my, like, you know how you can type in your search on your tweets and I put Claudia Jordan? Like, I think I said something like when she was on Atlanta or something like that, when she was talking about Nene. It's all good, girl. Like, I can move on. I'm just saying if she's watching.
I will say she be watching because one day I said something about her, maybe on an allegedly show, maybe on here. She got my DM real quick. And I was like, I didn't even say anything like that shady. Like it might have been light, especially light shade for me. So
So while we're, closing this out, y'all, like if y'all have a chance, just tag Fox Soul, tag Claudia Jordan, tell her to check out Pop Rose and Alexander Rodgers specifically. Send them on over here. That's all I'm saying. So yeah.
Since they have an opening.
Right.
Like we ain't, really trying to replace everybody except Al Reynolds. I mean, he can go. I'm sorry.
You know what? Think before you speak. This is an edited show, y'all, but think.
It's going to be interesting to work with someone I don't respect.
Okay, then. Well, those are our hot topics for the first episode of the new year. We'll see you sooner than Jonathan Majors sees a movie role.
And we'll see you sooner than Katt Williams and Kevin Hart fight over a step stool. I bet you that's what this is rooted in. Somebody snatched somebody's step stool.
Yeah, I forgot they're both under like 5'6".
Yeah. Limbo champions of the world.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.